You're looking live at Montreal Berserkers Stadium, where tonight the 8-1 Montreal Berserkers play host to the 6-3 Salt Lake City Vipers.
Dave, this is Randy Pierce, and I am so excited to be here tonight. What a great game we have in store. The Montreal Berserkers 8-1, trying to defend on their home territory against Salt Lake 6-3. We're going to have a great showdown tonight.
You know, when you're getting ready for the playoffs, this is what we would have referred to back in the day as nut cutting time. We're going to find out who will cut their nuts off to win a game tonight.
Absolutely. Meeting at midfield right now, ready for the coin toss.
Look at those unis for Salt Lake. That's sweet. Berserkers get the ball to open the ball game. And number 3, Doug Herman, will kick off for Salt Lake. Teeing that thing up. Here we go.
Just want you to know it's an 85-degree balmy night in Montreal tonight.
Yeah, but it's Canada. There's still a chance of snow in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
And Montreal decides to take the knee deep in the end zone, and they'll take the ball over 1st and 10 on their own 20.
Coming out, of course, for Montreal, led by quarterback Michael Napoli.
The Italian sausage. And Brad Davis, the most underrated player in the draft this past year, is offset slightly to the right. And it's dive play to Davis, and he's stopped for no gain. That's number 50.
Yeah, Judas
Salt Lake.
Judas Jackson with the stick right there.
2nd and 10.
Okay, we're looking at 2nd and 10 now for Montreal. And they're going to come out in split back spread. Napoli under center calling signals. Short drop. Napoli fires to Ryan Roosevelt, number 17. And that ball is complete on the slant route.
Yeah, why nice pickup for a first down there by Roosevelt.
Rumor has it he uses a lot of stickum on his gloves. All right, Twins. Davis offset to the right, 1st and 10 for Montreal. Napoli back to pass, out into the flat, and caught by Chandler Huck.
Yeah, nice catch right there. Enough to move the chains again for the Berserkers. So quickly in the game, they're already moving the ball.
Nice drive going. Montreal, a 4.5-point favorite this game. Randy, how do you feel about that?
I think I like that a lot. I think there's an opportunity for them to cover this, especially at home.
Play action pass out of power I. Ball is tipped. And the flat was intended for Rivera. But number 50, again, Judas Jackson for Salt Lake, comes up with the play.
Yeah, that was a nice breakup. And as soon as I talk about the spread, Judas Jackson jumps in there and says, "Oh, maybe not tonight, baby."
2nd and 10.
All right, 2nd and 10 for Montreal.
47-yard.
Power I again. Weak power I. Napoli under center. And looks like a stretch play to Davis, and he's off to the races. Nice gain. Looks like about a little over 20 yards there for Davis. And, of course, he wants to make sure that Salt Lake's cheerleaders know who he is.
Yeah, tackled by a couple Vipers there, but not before he gains more than enough for a first down. So right now, Berserker's in great shape.
He runs with a lot of forward body lean. That's a sign of a good runner. When he, on contact, he moves forward. Okay, Napoli gets the play called. They break the huddle for Montreal. And they're now in I tight end flex. Rivera in the slot. So isolation play in the middle. Short gain. 3 yards for Davis.
Back up there by number 37, Bob Owens.
Second and 7.
All right, tight end slot going the other way. Formation's flipped over. Napoli under center. Another isolation play. And looks like a gain of 6. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, did some wiggling right through there to get through the line. Douglas McDonald with the tackle. That's going to leave the Berserkers 3rd down short.
3rd and inches from the Vipers, 17-yard line.
Hey, Montreal out in a 4-2 defense.
Got him tight.
And Montreal counters with 2 tights and a wing. And another stretch play. And it's going to be enough for a 1st down. About a 2-yard gain down to Salt Lake's 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Montreal.
Montreal couldn't have asked for a better opportunity right here than what they've got with this drive. Moving the ball exactly how they want. A little bit of pass, a little bit of run. Great position.
Split backs with spread receivers. Dive play. Again to Davis. Down to about the 10-yard line. Montreal's been really an offensive machine so far. They've done what they wanted, running and throwing.
2nd and 5 from the Vipers, 10-yard line.
Couple inside linebackers stacked that up. Juice Jackson again. Called his name already a lot tonight.
Much heavier set now for Salt Lake as we get into the red zone. And Napoli's back to pass. Oh, there's heavy pressure, and he is sacked. Number 79.
8 yards on the play.
We don't have a 79.
That's Eric
Alvarez.
Yeah, he came right around the corner.
Leveled the Italian sausage on that play. 3rd and 14 for Montreal. Base bunch set out of shotgun. Salt Lake counters the 4-man line. Looks like they're playing some man underneath. And that ball is caught by Carlos Demora for a touchdown.
Wow. Nice look right there.
Yeah, a little tight end corner or a split end corner out there to Demora, who makes a nice catch. Touchdown for Montreal. That was close. That could have easily been picked. Napoli's been living that way all year long, though. They've played well in their throwing game, and now we look at Jack the Ripper Lewis, who's on for the extra point. Blake Anderson on for the hold. He came out in the papers this week and was complaining about his lack of playing time. And the coach there for Montreal, Colin Pierce, told him to set his generic butt back on the bench and be quiet.
Yeah, absolutely. He kicks that one right through. So 7-0, Dave. 6:40 remaining in the first quarter. So Montreal did exactly what they wanted to do. Drive a little bit, pass a little bit, run a little bit. Man ate up a little bit of clock. Fans are going crazy.
Fans are going crazy in Montreal. They're pretty proud of their team.
Everybody's got their park off because it's hot.
Jack Lewis kicks it for Montreal, and that's going to settle in at about the 8-yard line. Salt Lake gets a return out to about the 28-yard line. On the return there, looks like number 19.
Yeah, that's Javon Parker there with the kickoff return.
He's had a good year returning the ball this year, Randy. Parker has, and I think that's probably because of the neon green in their numbers.
I'm telling you what, those unis actually are sweet.
Yeah, I do like that look. All right, shotgun with split backs and three receiver spread for Salt Lake, and that ball is picked off on the first play. And Rocky blitz on the interception. And by the way, want to also announce that tonight, what's his number? Number 1, Jesus Rising, is returning from injury from Montreal.
I thought it was Jesus Razing.
It might be Jesus Razing. 2 tights and a wing, weak eye. Napoli back to pass. Ball out the flat to Davis. And he is going to run that ball down almost to the 20-yard line. Nice game for Montreal.
And again, Judas Jackson made a play there to run him down, but not before a first down.
6:24 to go in the first quarter. Montreal threatens. Salt Lake has ran exactly one play from offense. And they are staring at the potential of a 14-0 deficit before they even get warmed up.
1st and 10.
All right, 2 tights and 2 flankers. Salt Lake counters with a 4-3, cover 3. Heavy rush. Hot route is caught. Again, number 80 this time, Josh Pearson. And a nice side adjustment by Napoli and a great route and catch by Pearson. And once again, we're looking at 1st and 10 at Salt Lake's 10-yard line.
Already, Napoli's got 79 yards.
Spread set again for Montreal. Stretch play to Davis. He cuts it back into the middle. Looks like a gain of 4. So it's going to be 2nd and 6. Just outside the 6-yard line. It looks like they could pick up another first down without scoring.
Stacked up nicely there by the Vipers.
2nd and 5.
Vipers defense digging their heels in.
Offset fullback to the strength of Pro I. Napoli on a short drop, throws it out in the flat, and it's complete to Roosevelt and tackled at the 2-yard line. Well, they're going to spot it at the 1. It's 3rd down and 1. Like 3rd down and probably like a 1.5 for a first down.
From the Vipers, 1 yard.
I got to be honest, Randy. If I'm Montreal, I'm going to try to put a foot on their throat, and if it gets to 4th down, we're going to go for it anyway. What do you think?
I agree, absolutely.
And here comes a stretch play, and Davis walks into the end zone.
He absolutely does.
13-0 Montreal with the extra point still to come.
When they woke up this morning, Montreal, I don't think they would have ever thought that in the first quarter, this early in the game, that they would have already been up 14-0 against a team of this caliber in the Vipers. So they got to be pleased.
Yeah, they've got to be happy, but the thing of it is they can't sit on their laurels because Salt Lake is dangerous. They're not 6-3 for no reason, and I still think we're going to be looking at a competitive game.
And it's never good to sit on your laurels anyway.
Kind of hurts.
Yes, it does.
Jack the Ripper on for the extra point for Montreal. Blake Anderson wipes the tears from his eyes and takes the snap. Kicks up, and it is good. 14-0 Montreal.
4:41 still remaining in the first quarter. And like Dave said, 14-0. So Dave, did you fly in last night or did you fly in this morning?
I flew in this morning. We had track practice yesterday, and so I couldn't get a flight out in time. So short flight tonight for me.
I flew in last night and went downtown Montreal. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. Rode the subway. Have you been in the subway at Montreal?
Now there's a subway in Middleport, but they just sell sandwiches.
Yes, they do. Kickoff there by number 19, Javon Parker. The subways in Montreal have wooden brakes, and they use lubricant on those wooden brakes, and they put peanut oil on them. So as I was riding the subway, that peanut oil, the smell and the odor was kind of taking me over. It really makes you hungry after you ride it for a while.
I could see why. I could see why that would be the case. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that you mentioned it was 85 degrees, and I was guessing maybe the women in Montreal had quit using bear grease to keep themselves warm for the winter at this point. And I thought maybe you were going to tell me that the bear grease was the lubricant for this subway, but apparently not.
No, it's peanut oil.
Peanut oil.
But anyway, Doug Durkin with a nice catch right there.
2 tights, 2 flankers out of shotgun. And a quick pitch out of shotgun, and that is going nowhere. Loss of 3. 3rd and 13. Tackle on the play.
There you go.
By the now again healthy Jesus Rising.
6'1", 200.
And he brought the wood.
3rd and 12 from the Vipers, 25-yard.
Leroy Lucas Grant sets up in shotgun again with split backs and 3 receivers split out. 3rd and 13. Big down here for Salt Lake. They've got to get something going. That ball is complete, but it is going to be just short. And another stop for the Montreal defense. They're going to get the ball back here.
Yeah, number 81, Richard Hung with the catch right there.
His quarterback hung him out to dry a little bit there.
Sure
he got
did.
tackled just a little bit shy of the chains.
Yeah. He brought quite a crowd with him tonight from Salt Lake. I don't know how many tickets were for the Hung family, but I heard him keep chanting Dick Hung, Dick Hung. So it was good to see that some Salt Lake City fans were here tonight.
Yeah, all 13 of them. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Short return by Carlos Demora, and it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line for Montreal.
Nice tackle there by number 85, Nick Wilson, playing some special teams.
1st and 10.
Davis is looking pretty excited there as he comes out of the huddle. I'm going to guess that out of this bunch set, we might be looking at another stretch play. Oh, short drop. 5-yard out cut to number 83. That's Rivera singled out by himself. That's a nice little formation they have there where they take a tight end and get him opposite of all those wide receivers. So he's locked up on a corner by himself.
Yeah, you saw the defense start heading towards the direction of the quarterback was rolling.
Smart play calling by Montreal. They get a good receiver singled up. Spread set. Davis is a single back. And here comes the stretch play, and he is met at the line like that subway you talked about in Montreal, except number 99, Ronald McDonald, is leading the play.
Wow, Ronald McDonald. And I'm telling you what, he put a Big Mac on him right there.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. He almost knocked the chicken nuggets out of him.
Split backs. Short drop by Napoli. And there's another throw in the middle of the field, and that is complete. And is that Roosevelt again? It is. Ryan Roosevelt on the catch. He specializes on short slants and then intermediate post routes for Montreal. It's been pretty dangerous there all year.
So here we see the Berserkers almost to midfield again. Still time remaining
1st and 10 from 40
in the
yards.
first quarter.
What okay, here we go. Single back, 2 flankers. Another slant route dropped this time by Roosevelt
Intended for Rivera.
and defended on the play by number 36 from Salt Lake. Salt Lake talking things over defensively in the huddle. This is a big down for them, 2nd and 10. They desperately need a stop. Strong eye, tight end flex for Montreal. Napoli under the center. Appears to be changing the play. Deep drop. Deep ball. Incomplete to Roosevelt on another one of those post routes.
Nice defense there by Salt Lake to bust that
Bob
play
Owens
up.
at free safety.
Yes, he reached right up there and knocked that out. Roosevelt could have had 6.
Yeah, that ball was on the money. If Owens doesn't make the play, we might be looking at a touchdown.
$123 remaining in the first quarter.
All right, shotgun set, base bunch formation for Montreal on 3rd and 10. Salt Lake needs a stop here. Napoli back to pass. Ball again in the middle of the field and caught by number 82, and I believe that is Macklin, Benjamin Macklin on the catch. 1st and 10 for Montreal. And once again, another one of those post routes.
Yeah, he just split the defenders right there.
He
Great
sure did.
pass.
That's a great play by Napoli. It's really decent coverage on the part of Salt Lake. Just an excellent throw and catch by Montreal.
Yeah, Bob Owens was out there for Salt Lake, but he just wasn't able to catch him in time.
Okay, tight end trips. Single back offset right. Napoli under center. Ball out in the flat again. This time to Number 80, Pearson on the 5-yard outcut. It's going to bring up, I'm sorry, that's about a 9-yard gain. Second down in inches for Montreal. And we're looking at 33 seconds here in the first quarter. Clock winding down. Montreal hurries to the line.
Matt Owens did a good job of getting in there and sticking that short of the first down.
Dive play, and it's going to be a very short gain to Davis, but enough to get out of the quarter and to have a first down as we go into the break.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Yep, so that's the end of the first quarter, Dave. So Berserkers has got to be happy, feeling good. 14-0.
14-0. I really didn't anticipate this myself. I really thought we would see a fired-up Salt Lake City team. Montreal at 8-1. There would be good excuse for them to rest here. Salt Lake needs to gain more than Montreal does at this point. Short drop by Napoli, lots of pressure, and he's sacked. Judas Jackson.
Wow, we've called his name a lot tonight, and there he is, standing proud.
Napoli slow getting up, probably a little foggy after that play. Nice job by Jackson on the blitz.
2nd and 14.
All right, Montreal breaks the huddle, 2nd and 15. Salt Lake looks like cover 2, but I can tell you by the way those safeties are lined up, they're going to rotate that coverage. And the ball goes out in the flat, caught by number 80, Josh Pearson, for a 4-yard gain, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 11 for Montreal.
The Vipers almost just let that little pass play out there out on the flat go to them. You end up with a 3rd down situation like this, 3rd and long. You see glimmers of hope on this Vipers team. I mean, they're still playing solid on defense.
Yeah, 3-man rush. They've got a little bit of a game going on there. I believe that might have been a shovel pass to Davis, and it's a nice game, but it's going to bring up for the first time for Montreal, 4th down. And on for Montreal will be the Russian redneck, Dmitry Petrovic.
He's in for the field goal attempt, 14-yard line. Anderson on the hold.
Yeah, we're looking on a short field here. Never mind, Dimitri stays on the sideline. Jack the Ripper comes onto the field for Montreal.
Yeah, and Petrovic heard that. He almost came out, and coach had to yank him back.
He would have punted the ball clear up into the blue ball.
That would not have been good. Field goal's good, 17-0. With still 9:41 in the second quarter.
All right, so Salt Lake's going to get the ball here. This is a big drive. They need to answer and get on the board here, even if it's a field goal before halftime. So we'll see what Leroy Lucas Grant and the boys have dialed up for Salt Lake. We have yet to see or hear much out of Zach Lott, who is a pretty nice running back for Salt Lake. Maybe they'll start trying to get the ball to him a little bit. The ball is deep in the end zone, and Salt Lake chooses to kneel on it, so it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Javon Parker there with the touchback. I mean, you got to think that Salt Lake's got to be thinking, we got to do something here. I mean, I know it's still early, there's plenty of time, but we got to do something.
If they've got a trick play in the books, I'm thinking they've got to go to that pretty soon. 2 tights, I formation. Looks like we might be looking at Zach Lott, and there he is on the power play. Short gain, 2 yards. 2nd and 8 for Salt Lake. Lott looks ready to play. I'm think we're going to see some more of him on this drive. Shotgun split backs, 3 wideouts for Salt Lake. And a draw play to Mr. Lott, and it comes up with a loss on the play of 1. So we're now looking at 3rd down and 8. Big down for Salt Lake here.
Yeah, nice play there by number 90, DJ Houston.
I'm saying they need to dial up the ball and get it to Dick Hung on this series.
Yeah, there's nothing like a good Dick Hung.
Ball in the middle. Tackled just shy of the chain. Number 80, Greg Pitcher for Salt Lake makes the catch there in the middle of the field. 4th and 1, Randy.
You got to punt out of this situation.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's early in the game. Just a couple of weeks ago, Montreal jumped out on us 27-0 and had to kick a last-second field goal to beat us.
Yeah, I remember that well.
And so I don't think Salt Lake's out of this game by any stretch.
No, absolutely not. And their record proves that. Fair catch there.
Ball will be placed around the
Demora.
31, yeah.
If I'm the coach, I'm mad at Demora right now. He's kneeling on the ball in the end zone. He's fair catching it. He needs to reach down, grab a set, and run the ball.
First and
Napoli out under center.
41-yard line.
Trips open. Bradley at the single back position. 3-man line for Salt Lake. Trap play in the middle of the field. And Davis breaks loose. And he is going to be tackled after a big gain. He flips the field over for Montreal. And with 7:50 to go in the first half, they are back in scoring territory again, Randy.
Wow, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's exactly when you said flip. That's exactly what happened because the game was kind of stale there right for a little bit. Salt Lake City was moving the ball, and then all of a sudden the Berserkers come out and do this, and it absolutely flips the game. I mean, completely.
All right, here we are, tight end flex with strong eye. Napoli back to pass. Throws it in the end zone, and that ball is caught for a touchdown. Ryan Roosevelt.
Wow.
And Roosevelt now stretches the lead for Montreal to 23-0. Great job of getting his feet down in the back of the end zone. And some nice dance moves to go along with it, Randy.
Yeah, and that was a dart. That was a dart by Napoli.
Jack the Ripper on for the extra point for Montreal. Blake Anderson calling signals, takes the snap, gets it down, the kick is up, and it is good. 24-0 Montreal. Randy, so much for that 4.5-point spread.
Yeah, but you said it though there a little bit ago. I mean, there's still a lot of ball game left, and anything can happen in this league, and we've seen it happen. And Salt Lake's not playing bad. There's just been some unfortunate situations that's happened, and they're going to be okay.
Right. I still think there's a lot of football left. I mean, there's 7 minutes to go here. If we can just get Salt Lake to put a touchdown up on the board, we're back in business as far as this being a close game.
Absolutely.
Javon Parker comes out, gets pasted at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, Salt Lake.
Again, like I said, I love those unis they got on tonight. But it reminds me of lime jello. Do you like lime jello?
Randy, lime jello is my favorite.
Well, mine too. And I just love jello anyway. But did you know that per capita, more jello is in Salt Lake than any other place in the world?
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
do they have a
absolutely.
supply of horses in Salt Lake that I don't know about?
I don't know, but they like their jello.
All right, Aaron Higdon.
5 on the play.
Paul Bunyan and Cleats is how I referred to him back prior to the draft this year on the dive play, and he picks up 5 yards. A very good sign for Salt Lake. 2nd and 5. And we're now looking at tight end trips. Shotgun set. The linebackers showing blitz but popping back out. And that ball is complete to number 88 for Salt Lake City.
Yeah, it's Sean Nicholson.
And he's going to get them to 3rd and 2. Randy, Salt Lake desperately needs a first down.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I was just thinking about ready to comment on. They need to move the chains right here.
Zach Lott needs the football right here. And here it is. Oh, and Montreal knew it. And I believe that is number 93, the Mountain Man, Hugh Hugo.
The Vipers have selected to punt. Punt is deep to receive.
Salt Lake's punter's leg is tired at this point.
Gotta be. Oh.
Zach Holdorf in chat says he hates Jello, Randy. What's the matter with him?
I don't know. You gotta like Jello.
Especially green Jello.
Absolutely. All right, so we have a turnover on downs. Montreal ball.
At their own 38, they're really in pretty good position again to stretch this lead with 5:50 to go. They don't even have to really hurry. They can just go about business as usual. Strong eye, tight end flex for Montreal. Napoli under center. Napoli back to pass. The Italian sausage throws it out in the flat, but it is tipped by number 59.
Harp. Number 59. He jumped right up there, and he could have had an interception easily, and that would have been to the house.
That might have been the play that Salt Lake desperately needs.
2nd and 10.
Bob Owens talks to the secondary, makes a few adjustments there in the huddle. Salt Lake up tight in coverage, looking to play some man. Looks like a 4-4 defense. And the dive play to Davis results in a nice gain and brings up 3rd and 2 for Montreal.
Jefferson with the tackle. 3rd and 2. Ball at the 47-yard line.
Power eye. Looks like Montreal is just going to try to pound the ball up in there, and we've got an offsides. But they're not going to accept that penalty, Randy.
That's a free play, but
That's a free play, but Davis gouges the defense.
He's high-stepped himself right down the sideline for a first down. Here we go with.
And that's going to result in a first down at the Salt Lake City 20-yard line.
Mm-hmm. Davis goes around the sides there and watch him. He's high step out of this tackle.
He's untouched for a long time, but again, you know, the forward body lean that he runs with tells the story at the end of the run. 1st and 10 for Montreal at the 20-yard line.
20-yard
line. 5:18 on a rolling clock for Montreal. Double slot formation, Napoli and shotgun. Napoli back to pass. Pump fakes. Throws it out of bounds, almost hits the guy with the down marker for Montreal, who, rumor has it, bet against Montreal. Might be why Napoli threw the ball at him there.
That could have been. I don't know. I thought I saw him when I was downtown last night, when I was on the subway. I got off actually downtown, and they have swings down there. And I got in them, and when you swing on them, they make music. And then the ones beside of you make another sound of music. So if you get a whole bunch of people on it, you can do a song.
It's like a band.
It is. And I ended up finding a whole bunch of fat ladies, and we got on the swing, and we had a lot of fun last night.
Jeff Gallery on the sack of Napoli on that play. Meanwhile, the fat ladies are warming up in the background on the swings in Montreal. Napoli in the huddle. He's a little shaken up, but he wipes the mud off of his face, and he's now in bunch set with shotgun for Montreal. I think there's another post route coming here. Oh, they're just going to flip it out in the flat to Davis. And that's going to bring up 4th and 14. And for the first time tonight, Montreal has the choice of whether they punt or whether they kick. At the 25-yard line, it's a 42-yarder. Jack the Ripper's got some leg.
24-yarder.
A lot like those ladies on the swings.
Yes.
And so he marches out for the field goal attempt. And that kick is up, and it is good. And Montreal stretches that lead to 27-0.
So, Dave, is there any way that Salt Lake can get any kind of confidence knowing that they at least stopped them from scoring a touchdown and held them to a field goal?
Well, you know, it's big for them because it keeps it to a 4-possession game. And, you know, there's still plenty of time, 3:41 to go here. Salt Lake needs to put a drive together Aaron Higdon had a nice run for them on their last series, and then they went away from him. I would go back to him before halftime. What we need here for Salt Lake is a drive that ends in a score, and Salt Lake gets the ball back to start the second half.
Run back there by Javon Parker. So let's see what the Vipers can dial up here with 3:37 remaining in the half.
Randy, here in the press box, we're right beside the Montreal luxury box, and I can hear an excited buzz among the ownership group there in Montreal.
Yeah. Eating a lot of donuts and drinking a lot of hams.
Quick pitch to Higdon. Dropped for a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, nice defensive stop there by the Vipers.
Second 16. That's what Salt Lake does not need, is to get behind the chains right now. All right, split backs. Shotgun set, 3 receivers for Salt Lake. Leroy Lucas drops back, throws it out in the flat. That ball is tipped and nearly intercepted by Roger Chambers. Montreal ownership group not very happy that he dropped that ball.
So we see Vipers in a similar situation, 3rd and 16.
3rd and 16. Same set. Shotgun set, 3 wide receivers. Max protection looking like what they're going to come out with. And that ball is deflected, nearly caught by number 81, but once again incomplete. And it's like quicksand for St. Louis right now, because they're going to give the ball back to what has been an unstoppable Montreal offense up to this point with 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And Montreal, I don't think, would have ever expected that this would be this way at this point in the game.
Shoot, I don't think St. Louis or Salt Lake saw it that way either. I'm sure they thought that this would be, if there were 27 points scored, they're probably thinking it would be 14-13 right now, not 27-0.
Yeah, coming in with an 8-3 record, I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at all.
Okay, they get the punt off. It's a short punt, going to be caught just shy of midfield. Short return for Carlos Demora, who decides to man up and return the ball this time. And with 2:52 to go in the first half, Montreal has the ball 1st and 10 at the Salt Lake City 48-yard line.
Dave, do they just keep digging deeper here? Do they punch it in?
I think you've got to try to stick it in the end zone again here before halftime. And now they're an I-flip pair. I'm gonna say that we're running a stretch play. And there it is to Davis. Nice run, 5 yards. And Davis now racking up big yards for Montreal. Well on his way to being over 100 for the night.
Yeah,
clock rolling.
Tackled by a couple of defenders there for the Vipers, led by number 50, Judas Jackson.
4-4 defense. And dive play to Davis, who breaks a tackle and picks up 3 yards. It's now 3rd and 2 for Montreal. Getting close to the 2-minute warning here. Napoli going to try to get another playoff before the 2-minute warning, but he's not going to make it. So at the break here, Randy, we have 3rd and 2 at the Salt Lake City 41-yard line, and Montreal's threatening to score again.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, just what we've seen tonight is just almost unbelievable. We would never expected it. And it's got to cut deep for the Vipers. Speaking of cutting deep, did you know that there's more plastic surgeons in Salt Lake City anywhere else per capita than there is in the United States?
That's amazing to me, Randy. I thought Hollywood would have the racket on plastic surgeons.
No, Salt Lake City has more plastic surgeons than anywhere in the United States.
You know, it's just a short flight from Hollywood out to Salt Lake, though. Maybe the stars are flying out there and getting their surgery taken care of, and then having a spa weekend in the salt water there at Salt Lake.
Well, you never know when you're going to have a skiing accident. Also,
there is that. Pro I set. Napoli under center. And here comes the isolation play in the middle.
It was wide open.
Broken tackle for Davis. Gain of 5. And he now has 128 yards on the night. Rolling clock. Montreal appears to be very confident on offense. Still in the huddle here. Salt Lake 31-yard line. 2nd down and 5. And we have offset Brad Davis to the left. 2 tight ends over to the right. Dive play to Davis. Short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for Montreal.
Jackson with the tackle.
Again, Judas Jackson, number 50. We've called his name all evening on defense, and defense has been out there a lot tonight.
Judas Jackson is earning whatever they're paying him in Salt Lake. 4-3 defense. Twins set out of split backs. Let's see what Napoli has here. Intermediate drop, ball thrown out into the flat and dropped by Josh Pearson.
Nice coverage there by the Vipers to be able to knock that ball down.
And on comes Jack the Ripper for the short field goal attempt. Not that short, 47 yards. But Jack Lewis does have plenty of leg. One of the better kickers in the WFA this year. And that kick is up, and it's good for Montreal. And they run that lead now, Randy, to 30-0 with just under a minute to play here in the first half. What are you going to do if you're Salt Lake on offense?
I mean, we've said a couple different times during these possessions, and then there have been scores, there's still opportunities. But when you're going out at halftime with possibly a 0-30 disadvantage, I mean, what do you say?
There's got to be a broken clipboard or something from that coaching staff at halftime. I imagine they're very disappointed in the way they played. And let's look for some big things here in the second half. Ball gets returned out to the 21-yard line, where Salt Lake will set up with 45 seconds to go. Randy, they do have all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, they're down to 45 seconds, so maybe they can work sidelines a little bit, try to get down the field. At least try to get a field goal.
Power eye, strong set for Salt Lake. I'm thinking short drop here. Ball gets swung out to Zach Locke, and he gets crushed by Lion Nikita, I believe that is, for Montreal. Short gain, 2nd down and 8. Clock is rolling.
And I think Salt Lake is just content to let it continue to roll.
Yeah, I think they've got to go in at halftime and try to redraw a few things, lick their wounds, come out. They know they're getting the ball here in the second half to start, and maybe that's where the comeback begins for them. Short gain there for Zach Lott to end the first half, and Randy, that's going to be it. At the half, Montreal 30, Salt Lake zilch.
Well, I never would have thought that we would have seen this type of score at halftime.
Yeah, there's an excited buzz. It's mostly driven by beer over in the Montreal coaching booth, ownership booth. But they have to be very happy. I mean, they're leading in every offensive stat, and not just by a little. Mm-hmm. It's a wide margin all the way across the board. Michael Napoli continues to prove that he was an excellent choice for Montreal at quarterback. And, I just don't know what else you say. It's a great night in Montreal.
It is, and you saw the numbers there going across the board. Davis at 129 rushing at halftime. Ryan Roosevelt with 1 TD reception with 65 yards. But it's definitely one-sided.
I hope they're not overconfident in Montreal. I hear a lot of beer cans being crushed and freshmen being snapped open. Speaking of green jello, did you know that there's a tradition in Montreal that you put lime in your Hamm's beer?
I did not know that.
Apparently, it makes a 50-cent can of beer taste a lot better.
Does it, Dave?
I have to agree. I've had one here from the concession stand brought up, and I have to say it's a fantastic beer.
Well, I'm just excited to be in Montreal tonight. I mean, there's so much history in Montreal. You remember the 1976 Olympics were in Montreal.
Wasn't that the scene of the U.S. hockey team pulling off the major upset over the Russians?
It was. And another thing that happened in Montreal, that they had a special way to check the sexes of all the female athletes at the Olympics.
Wait a minute. A special way to tell if they were female or not, Randy? Could you explain?
They did. They groped them. And that's how they saw who was female and who was male.
Saw or felt?
They felt. They groped. So a grope is probably harder than a feel.
Seems like it would be.
Yeah, but that's exactly what they did. All of them were asked to be involved in this sex test. And that was exactly how they did it at that time, is they groped the athlete.
Jack the Ripper kicks off. I think that might be part of the Me Too generation right there, honestly. If they know about it, they ought to be saying something.
Yeah, in 1976, they didn't care.
I think you're onto something there.
And the West Germans at that time loved it, matter of fact.
The East Germans might have had a surprise for the guy doing that grope test in the Olympics, because some of those girls had some hair on their faces.
Well, I'm not saying all the tests were true. I mean, some of them came back false. So sometimes you reached in there and found you a Cracker Jack surprise.
Greg Gaines on the play there for Montreal. Somehow this game has gone terribly sideways. And Salt Lake is still trying to get their act together on offense. Greg Gaines says, no, not going to happen on this play. Second and 10 for Salt Lake as we gather our composure and pour another Hamm's beer over a lime. Salt Lake out. And they're now in an empty set, Randy. I bet we're going to see some hurry-up offense the rest of the way as they try to get back in the game. Grant back to pass. Ball complete over the middle. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Grant so far has 27 yards passing on the night. And I got to be honest, I would have never expected that out of him.
Sean Nicholson there with the reception.
3rd and 4 from the Vipers, 30-yard line.
Okay, back to their shotgun set with split backs and 3 wides. Montreal runs a twist in the middle of the field. Ball flipped out in the flat to Zach Lott. And he is going to pick up, he is just shy. Randy.
Wow, they marked that shy of the first down.
Salt Lake does not have a first down so far in this game.
No, they do not.
Stellar defensive performance tonight by Rocky Blitz and the boys. 4th and inches. Zach Lott does not look happy right now. I think he wants the ball on 4th and inches and try to get something going.
Who wouldn't?
At this point, there are so many possessions left in the game. You got to start going for it on 4th down here at some point.
Oh, nice spin move.
Is that Demora on the return there? Trying to get fancy with that spin move, and that gets him a couple of yards out to the Montreal 30-yard line, 1st and 10. And Napoli strolling confidently to the line of scrimmage. Pro set with far backs. And dive play to Davis. And did you watch the fullback on the fake there? He didn't even try hard because he hasn't had a carry all year. And at this point, he's just saying, what the hell?
Yeah, he's just going through the motions. I noticed that. Well, you get somebody like Davis, and he is falling forward right now and gaining 5 yards.
Yeah, it's true. 2nd and 5. Spread set for Montreal. Napoli barks out the signals. Stretch play to Davis. Another nice gain, little slide move there. Gain of about 12. And that's going to be a first down for Montreal.
First down.
And he's over 130 yards now rushing.
Salt Lake just doesn't have an answer. They just don't have an answer for Davis.
The amazing thing is everybody thought that Davis was a busted draft pick as a gold player for Montreal. And he's been nothing of the sort. Rumor is that they may even try to make a movie about his life.
Wow.
Watch for theaters near you.
Where would they film that at, do you think?
I think they got to go out in the wilderness there, somewhere near Montreal, to film this sort of thing. He's a huge success story for Montreal. Short gain there, 2nd and 8. And Montreal maintains possession at their own 46. Napoli calls the play. And he's out with 2 tights and 2 flankers. Calls the signals. And he's back to pass on a short drop, flips it out to Davis, who's going to go nowhere. So now we're 3rd and 9 for Montreal. Randy, Salt Lake has got to have a stop here if they're going to have any chance to get back in this game.
They do. But you made a great comment a little bit ago about the movie. Do you know there's actually 2 famous movies that were shot in Salt Lake City?
I didn't know that.
One of them is Sandlot, which is a great baseball movie. And the other one is Dumb and Dumber. Did you know Dumb and Dumber was shot in Salt Lake?
I know this. As Salt Lake intercepts his pass, Dumb and Dumber, in my opinion, is one of the 10 greatest movies of all time.
I have to agree with that.
And Terry Garr is, in my opinion, the greatest actress of all time because not only is she in Dumb and Dumber, but she's also in Young Frankenstein.
Oh, and I remember that's a great movie also.
Yes, it is.
When they knock on the door and he says how big your knockers are so big.
What knockers?
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yes. Hey, Salt Lake comes up with a big play there, gets a pick. And could this be the turning point in the ball game, Randy?
Lord, I hope so.
All right, 2 tight ends in I formation. Only 1 wide receiver on the field for Salt Lake. And we're looking at a 4-3 defense. Montreal showing blitz, but they back out of it.
There's that one.
And Zach Lott is loose.
Look at this. Look at this.
And he's going to go the distance for a touchdown.
That was
touchdown Montreal, touchdown Zach Lott.
Touchdown Salt Lake City. That was exactly what they needed. That was a great run.
Just exactly what they needed.
Once Zach Lott got through the linebackers and he broke through the secondary, he was gone.
He has great speed. He's he's a medium-sized back, but he's got great burst.
Yeah. Look at the referee. Did you see him?
He's just trying to get out of the way.
Oh, he blew by the referee so fast. He had to have.
He's not. I mean, listen, that guy's not getting paid to make tackles.
No, he's just trying to get out of the way.
Number 4 is back for the point.
Who's this guy on a kick?
Lane will hold the kick.
Doug Herman? A left-footed kicker for Salt Lake.
Now, if he hooks it, that'd be a slice for us.
I believe you're right. But that ball is dead down the middle, and with 7:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, the lead now is 30-7. 23-point deficit. 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
Well, I'm telling you what, there's mountains to climb in Salt Lake City. So if anybody knows how to climb a mountain, it's Salt Lake City.
They probably run up and down those mountains as part of their conditioning.
Well, they got a mountain still in front of them, but they chopped a little bit of an off.
That was a huge play. I'm sure there's a collective sigh of relief on the Salt Lake City sidelines. And Zach Lott's got to be the happiest guy in Salt Lake right now. DeMora brings the ball out of the end zone, running like one of the cheerleaders in Montreal, and gets it just out over the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, and Montreal takes over possession of the football.
So definitely now the Vipers D needs to get involved and step up right here.
All right, we've got 2 tight ends and 2 flankers split out to the right together, so we have a trip set. Dive play to Davis. Montreal seems content to run the clock here as Davis picks up his 149th yard.
Number 94, Cliff Holmes with the tackle right there. I think that's John Holmes's nephew, if I'm not mistaken.
Now,
Remember
you
John
said-
Holmes? He was an actor.
He was in movies.
He was an actor.
Would
yeah.
they have made a movie about him in Salt Lake City? I'm just kind of wondering.
Possibly.
Weak power eye for Montreal. Stretch play to Davis, and he is caught in the backfield. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for Montreal.
59 with the tackle. Stopped for a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, great defense right there by the Vipers. This is exactly what they needed.
They've got to get out of this 3rd down situation right here.
23-yard line.
And Montreal has had so much success on their 3rd down so
Yeah,
far.
they have. They've kept the chains moving the entire night. Double slot, shotgun, play action pass. And that ball is tipped. And tonight, for I think possibly the first time all night, is the Russian redneck, Dmitry Petrovic.
Wow.
Do you know why they call him the Russian redneck?
No, I have no idea.
He can pack both cheeks and his lip full of snuff
Really?
and drink a beer.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Petrovic takes the snap, gets off the punt. That ball is going to be caught at their own 45-yard line, and only a short return for Salt Lake, but they're in good field position.
Again,
And,
Parker with the return there from the punt return. He does kickoffs and punt returns.
Kicks off, and he's been busy tonight. Lots
sure-
of kickoff returns.
He sure has. He's been very busy tonight.
Salt Lake comes out. If they can get a score here, Randy, they cut it down to a 2-possession ball game. Turkey trips for Salt Lake. Another quick pitch. It's the 3rd time they ran that play tonight in this ball game. Every single time has been for negative yardage. They need to scratch that off the call sheet.
I noticed that he turned the ball in after he caught it. He turned it inside. And that was where everybody was at. If he would have turned it went outside, it looked like there wasn't nobody home there.
Derek Vesey would say, trust your speed and get out to the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Strong eye wing right for Salt Lake. Inside handoff, short gain, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for Salt Lake City.
That was Aaron Higdon. And Salt Lake just seems like they're content just to continue to run the ball. I mean, we haven't seen them put the ball up hardly at all in the second half.
Where is Dick Hung when you really need him?
Exactly.
Shotgun spread set for Salt Lake. Both backs flare.
That was a nice
And
snap.
there's a nice play. The short slant in the middle of the field, and number 5 complete for a 1st down.
Essex Denabelo. What a name.
What a name. And I believe that's the first down of the game for Salt Lake.
Home team, 42-yard line.
Unusual territory for them, getting to call an extra set of downs here in the game tonight so far. Out cut, and that ball is complete. And now they've got 2 first downs in a row, and there's a penalty flag on the field. I think face mask.
I saw that too. That's exactly what I think. So
So they're going to get to play plus a little bit.
Face mask, number 1, defense. The ball is placed at the spot
Yep.
of the foul.
Yep, personal foul, and that's going to move the ball clear down to the Montreal 15. Jesus Rising on the penalty there. He's overly excited. He hasn't played any football in quite a while.
it's almost like he's been resurrected tonight.
I think so.
1st and 10.
All right, first down at just outside the 15-yard line for Salt Lake. And Leroy Lucas Grant is changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Quick pitch. Lott picks up a nice gain there. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for Salt Lake.
Moon credited with the tackle.
Time is not in the favor of the Vipers. They do have the ball deep now into Berserker territory, but
They don't need to kick here. They need a touchdown.
they need lots of points.
30-10 really doesn't help them. Offset I, tight end wing to the left. Isolation play. Gosh, the way he went down there sure looked like another face mask, but I don't believe the referee saw it. And so Danger Chambers makes the play there. And we're looking at 3rd and 6 at the Montreal 11.
3rd and 5.
Short drop for Leroy. Ball's caught in the middle of the field.
There you go.
Touchdown. And Salt Lake now cuts it down to 30-13. This extra point's really important because it could get them down to 2 possessions.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room or whatever was ate or whatever was drank is working because the second half has been all Vipers.
Gregory Pitcher on the nice catch. Nice block by one of the other receivers. I didn't catch the number. But 30-13, yeah, that guy made the catch there. And Doug Herman's on for the all-important extra point for Salt Lake. The old lefty sidewinder. Snaps down, kick is up, and it is good. 30-14, Randy.
Here we go. So how many of these games have we seen this happen? I mean, we see it all the time. So Vipers are strong here in the second half, beginning of the second half. So we'll see how we end up.
Well, you made the perfect point. I mean, they didn't get to be 6-3 by giving up every week.
Right.
DeMora takes it short. He's going to come out of the end zone with it and tries to bounce it outside. Turns his feet, gets a nice return. Saw the special teams coach kind of chewing on him earlier, probably questioning his manhood. Maybe they did that Olympic sex test that you were talking about earlier to see exactly who he was and does he have what it takes to play.
That possibly could be. Yeah, I saw a lot of groping going on the sidelines of the Berserkers.
2 tights, 2 flankers. Davis deep in the formation. And here comes the stretch play to Davis. And he is loose. Looks like a gain of about 12 yards. And first down, Montreal at their own 37. Davis looks strong.
Yeah, Salt Lake needs to gather the troops here on this defense. I mean, say, hey guys, these last 2 possessions, let's do it one more time. Let's see what we got. Davis kind of ripped that a little bit for him.
All right, split backs with 3 wideouts. Napoli under center. Napoli changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Short drop. Ball is flipped out. A little 5-yard outcut to Roosevelt. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 at the Montreal 42. 2:40 to go on a rolling clock here in the third quarter.
Zach Lott there on the defense coverage for the Vipers.
2nd and 5. Ball at the 43-yard line.
Strong eye, tight end flex. Napoli back to pass.
Oh,
and Roosevelt is going to walk into the end zone. And whatever momentum Salt Lake City had generated quickly vanishes into the Montreal air.
Absolutely. You could almost just feel the deflation there on the Vipers sidelines when Roosevelt, wide open, he just basically just gallops into the end zone.
Ryan Roosevelt showing great ball security there as he makes his way into the end zone.
Yeah.
He knows all he has to do is just not drop the daggone thing, and he's going to get 6.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a little wobble there. I don't know if he's got a little jock itch issue or what, but
well, maybe he needs a little lime jello to cure that. I hear lime jello cures everything.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper on to kick the extra point, and with 2:20 to go here in the third quarter, we're trying to see Montreal extend that lead to 37-14. The kick is up, and it's good. 37-14, 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. Salt Lake about to get the ball back.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, this has got to be deflating for Salt Lake City, but the only thing they can do right here is kind of get the guys stood up and let's see if we can make a drive here this time.
Colin was telling me a little bit earlier about the number one dish to eat in Montreal. What do you call that? Poutine?
Poutine?
Poontang? Something like that.
20 yards on the play.
I think the last time you and I were together, Dave, we were in Montreal also, because I was telling you that the only French that I knew was omelette du fromage from Steve Martin. That's
Cheese omelet. That's all I know as well.
Yeah, so I don't know much about poutine.
From the Vipers. 29
Or your
yards.
poutang. Or poutine. I have 2 children, but I still don't know much about poutine.
Second and 6. Ball at the 32-yard line.
Second down 7 for the Vipers here.
Salt Lake back in the shotgun with split backs. Oh, a draw play to Lott. And he is going to be just shy of the first down.
Pick up 6 yards on the play. Chambers.
It's going to leave the Vipers a yard out on 3rd down.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, big down here. Crowd is chanting for more defense. Montreal's defense has been spot on tonight.
Absolutely, they sure have.
Audible being called by Salt Lake. And a nice little run play there.
First down, Vipers.
And that'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Salt Lake. Right out about midfield. Aaron Higdon now in the backfield. Nice run there for him.
As we mentioned before, time is not in favor of Salt Lake at this point.
Now they've got to hurry in and out of the huddle, and they've got to try to put the ball in the end zone every time they have it now. Strong side power eye for Salt Lake. And a little misdirection toss play that went nowhere.
Number 90 with the tackle.
Yeah, number 90, DJ Houston, stuck him up.
Montreal has really a fantastic front four in their defense. They've been problematic for every offense they've played this year. Empty set for Salt Lake. Leroy back to pass. Ball is complete. Short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And now they are in Montreal territory, Randy.
And Dick Hung there with the catch.
Dick's been kind of quiet tonight.
Dick's been very quiet. I've noticed that they've been running a lot of short patterns to Dick. So it's like short Dick patterns.
Short Dick routes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Either go big or go home, Randy.
Yeah, absolutely.
My roommate always used to tell me in college, if you're not in bed by midnight, you might as well go home.
Yeah. 4th quarter.
Empty set for Salt Lake. Grant under center. Short drop. Ball in the middle, and I believe that's caught for a 1st down.
There was a lot of traffic right there.
It sure was. And who is it? None other than Dick Hung once again.
That was a short Dick Hung.
Another short
pass.
Dick Hung.
In traffic.
1st and 10 from 40-yard line.
But
All right.
Hung was hanging right there.
He hung right in there. Split back shotgun. And Grant takes off with the ball there, picks up another 1st down. First time tonight we've seen Leroy Lucas Grant take off and run the ball on his own. But he's pretty nimble on his feet.
He is. I love that name, too.
Leroy Lucas.
Yeah.
Seems like he should have been born in Kentucky or somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10.
Drinking wild turkey.
Absolutely.
With no shoes on.
With none. No shoes. All right. Eye set for Salt Lake. They're challenging again. Ball being ran in the middle. Short gain. Again, that is Zach Lott for 2 yards.
Number 77.
And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
I don't really understand their thoughts here. I mean, they open it up a little bit with some pass or short passes and then a run, knowing that we're in the 4th quarter and time is not in their favor.
No, you can't even get in the huddle anymore. You've got to signal to get the plays in and try to get as many more possessions out of the game as you can. And 53 makes the play there for Montreal, brings up 3rd and 11.
But Berserker defense is just crazy scary tonight, though.
Yeah, I think this might be their best defensive performance of the year. Other than 2 drives there to start the second half, they have played pretty much lights out. All 11 defenders up close. And that ball is caught. And none other than, guess who, Randy?
Yep, Dick Hung.
Dick Hung. He was a little longer that time.
Dick was a little longer that time, kind of a medium long.
It happens when the air warms up in Montreal. Things, just hang out a little longer.
Right. We kind of got rubbed right there a little bit, too, if you saw that by the defender.
That always helps.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey trips, shotgun for Salt Lake. Oh, listen, that pitch is going to go for 11 yards this time. And for once, the play works, and it gets the ball down to the Montreal 5, where the Salt Lake City Vipers now have 1st and goal. Aaron Higdon running that ball. Looks good.
Yeah, I mean, when we first saw that develop, we kind of questioned that a little bit, but Higdon did a good job with that.
First time that play's gone for positive yardage all night. And now we've got offset, wing eye right. Grant under center. Isolation play. Ball being churned. Gets down to about the 3. 2nd and goal. And the clock is ticking with, looks like 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. This drive's got to end in a touchdown. They can't kick a field goal here.
2-yard line.
Far pro set. Touchdown. Number 88. Who is that, Randy?
That's Sean Nicholson. Sean Nicholson with the TD for the Vipers.
37-21. Wide open on the outcut.
He sure was.
Nice catch. Nice play call. 37-21. Randy, is it too little too late for Salt Lake City?
Yes.
Number 4.
Yes.
Lane on the hold.
Okay, the left-footed sidewinder, Doug Herman on the kick for the Vipers, and this kick is going to be up and good. 37-21. Montreal hangs on to a 16-point lead with 7:49 to go in the 4th quarter.
I've been to Salt Lake City a couple of times also.
I was going to ask you if you've ever been out there.
Yeah, and one thing that surprised me is, where would you think Kentucky Fried Chicken first restaurant was at?
Well, it seems to me like KFC would have probably been like in maybe Lexington or Louisville.
Yeah, but you're wrong. The first KFC was actually in Salt Lake City.
How does that make sense?
Well, I don't know.
Carlos DeMora gets that ball back out to the 30. Congratulations to him on trying to get it back out of something other than in the 20s. Nice variety by DeMora there. Napoli's happy about it. Napoli looks like RoboCop a little bit there with those black sleeves on. Spread set out of the shotgun. Draw play to Davis. And he is going to pick up 6 on the carry. He now has 162 yards on the night.
Yeah, when I saw the ball hit his hands, I was wondering about where he was at, how close he was getting to 175, 180. So right there we saw it.
From 36-yard line.
All right, back out in the spread set. Davis offset to the left this time. The front for Salt Lake shifts to his side, but it doesn't really help him a whole lot. Davis gouges them for 5 yards, and that's going to put him close to 170 on the night.
Well, at this point in the game, when you got Davis in the backfield, this is exactly what Berserkers are needing. Just run the ball,
Grind
eat up
that
some
clock. Yeah. Ground and pound.
First and 10. Ball at the 43-yard.
Salt Lake's defense just looks tired at this point. Far backfield set, tight end flex. Napoli back on a short drop. And that ball's picked.
Wow.
Randy, there's no business throwing a football right now. And they have breathed life into the Salt Lake City football team. They're lucky that didn't wind up back in the end zone. And now Salt Lake has first and 10 at the Montreal 45 as a hush falls over the luxury boxes here in Montreal.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if they're peeing or getting another beer at this point.
Matter of fact, I might have been premature when I said that this game was out of reach. You know, when, maybe I was premature because when you got somebody like Dick Tom.
Sometimes things are premature with him.
Yes.
And that little toss play to Higdon again results in a 7-yard gain. And so we have 2nd and 3 now. Montreal in scoring territory. Still, really, they've got to have a touchdown here.
Absolutely. 6:18 remaining in the ball game.
Stretch play for Higdon.
First down, Vipers.
Well, we had talked wondering when they were going to get Higdon opened up and a little bit, and we thought maybe it had been the first quarter. Now we see it kind of happening here in the latter part of the third and the beginning of the fourth.
Right, and with 5:55 to go, they have first and 10. They're threatening to get back in this ball game in a game that they've really not been in the entire night. And that looks like our boy Leroy Lucas keeping the ball on himself on a little quarterback draw play. And he picks up 5. 2nd down 5.
Kind of shaking the cobwebs out there a little bit, but we've seen him loose a couple of different times. He is pretty nimble.
Yeah, he runs the ball reasonably well. And now we're looking at split backs pro set for Salt Lake. Grant calling signals, and he is back to pass on a medium drop. Ball thrown in the middle of the field, wide open and caught by number 5.
That's Essex Denabola.
Essex is playing well tonight as well.
First and 10 from the home team, 19-yard line.
All right, shotgun set, 2 tight ends. First and 10 on the Montreal 19. And there's that pitch play again to Higdon. Gain of about 3.
Now we're
2nd and
hurrying
7.
up. Now we're hurrying up.
4:30 on a rolling clock. Complete for a short gain. 3rd and 4.
Montreal defense looked a little confused there with the hurry up.
Ball out in the flat. That's going to get a first down and then some. He needed to get out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
First and goal at the Montreal 6-yard line. 4:05 on a rolling clock. Rollout pass for Leroy Lucas. And incomplete.
Yeah, pass intended to 85, Greg Schmidt.
Does he live in the Schmidt house?
He might.
Got to be confusing for Santa Claus.
At least that stopped the clock for the Vipers.
Yes, it did. 3:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. Split backs, 3 wideouts again. Leroy calling the signals from the shotgun. Back to pass. Ball caught. Touchdown. And just like that, the lead is down to 10 with the extra point kick coming. Greg Pitcher on the catch.
Who would have thunk this?
37-28. I smell an onside kick brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. He threw a tight spiral right there on that last play for the touchdown. The one before that almost looked like he was throwing a rubber chicken.
You know, I think when football was first invented in Salt Lake, they probably did throw rubber chickens around. Until Lavelle Edwards came to BYU, and then the throwing game was changed forever.
2-point conversion's good by number 5, Exus Denabolo.
And that gets it down. It's now a one-possession game, Randy, 37-29. And Montreal is suddenly quiet and looking at their plate full of cheese right now, wondering what has happened to their lead.
Yes.
Randy, it was 30-0 at one point. And here comes the onside kick. Randy, I don't know if I would have gone with that.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time. So the Berserkers can breathe a sigh of relief a little bit. But you know, Salt Lake City is the largest manufacturer of rubber chickens. I didn't know if you knew that.
I wasn't aware.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a rubber chicken in a long time. Need to pick one up. 4-4 defense for Salt Lake. They're going to sit on the running game now, try to control Davis. And oh my, that ball is tackled in the backfield for a 4-yard loss. And now Davis is back under 170 on the night.
4 yards on the play.
Rubber chickens are great to just put in your pocket and walk around town.
You know, if you put some peanut oil on them.
Oh, yeah, and get them lubed up.
Get them lubed up nice before you put them in your pocket.
Well, sometimes people have a hard time striking up conversation. You got a rubber chicken in your pocket, you don't have any trouble at all.
You can talk to anybody.
Absolutely. Kind of gives you confidence.
Yes, I believe so. Second and 14 for Montreal. Dive play to Davis, and that's going nowhere. In fact, he's going to lose a yard there. And now with a 3-minute and rolling clock, Montreal faces 3rd and 15.
So defense is playing stellar right now. So what if Salt Lake would have kicked that ball and all this would have been happening at the 15 or 20-yard line instead of at midfield?
I agree with you, Randy. I think that was strategically not the best choice to go for an onside kick. If they get the stop here, they're going to wind up with the ball in their own end. Third and long. Run the ball is what Montreal says, and run the ball they do to Davis. He picks up about 5 yards. That's going to put him back at 170, and they're going to let the clock grind all the way down to the 2-minute warning. And I got to tell you, Randy, if I'm Salt Lake, I'm taking the timeout right now.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to get another stoppage of the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Parker is deep to receive.
So it's like having your timeout back.
Mm-hmm.
37-29, 2-minute warning. The Russian redneck, Dmitry Petrovic, on to kick. Probably looking to pin Salt Lake deep in their own end.
Parker is deep to receive.
And we'll see what he's got here.
For everybody that played the over tonight, you're in Fat City. Like I was on them swings downtown Montreal.
And that ball goes into the end zone for a touchback. So with 1:54 to go, we have a one-possession ball game. Never thought that we would get back to this point. And Leroy Lucas Grant confidently comes off the sideline and leads his troops out into the huddle, needing a touchdown.
80 yards.
Empty set for Salt Lake. Long drop. Ball from the middle, incomplete. And the defensive coordinator for Montreal is absolutely upset right now with Rocky Blitz. I would say he's doing push-ups in the locker room tonight, if nothing else.
Oh, I heard him say Rocky so many times just now. It was not funny.
Rocky needs to get up off the mat and keep fighting.
Absolutely. I think Adrian in the stands was even upset.
Can you blame her?
No.
2nd and 10. from the Vipers, 20-yard line.
All right, second down, 10. Salt Lake in their favorite set, split back shotgun with 3 wideouts. Everybody in Montreal on their feet right now. Grant back to pass. And that ball's caught, and it goes out of bounds to number 5.
26 yards.
Denabolo again.
Down,
Essex.
Vipers.
Essex Denabolo. Tackled by Jesus Rising on the play. Tackled out of bounds. That should stop the clock. It does. First and 10.
First
And they're out near midfield now. Again, empty set.
Dave, you got to be looking at Dick right now.
I think if you're not looking at Dick, I don't know what you're looking at. Short outcut, 4-yard gain. Second down and 6. Montreal at midfield.
There's Pitcher again with the catch. He's played a well of a ball game in the second half.
He has. A whale of a game or a snake of a game? If you're a Viper, what do you play?
Oh, that's exactly right. I don't know, but they're in striking distance.
They are in
there.
striking distance right now. Montreal playing two-man coverage right now.
And I'm still looking for Dick.
48 makes that catch. Oh, he drops it. Cut that guy. Get him back on the plane for Salt Lake. Clean out your uniform. Get out.
1:37 remaining in the ball game.
36. And that ball's thrown and tipped by Jesus Rising. That ball is intended for Essex Denebola. And he couldn't quite come up with the catch there. And he knows it.
We got fourth down. And 6. Yeah.
Fourth down. This is the ball game.
This is getting hairy right now.
So who would you throw to in a hairy situation?
I'd probably be looking at Dick Hung in a hairy situation.
Salt Lake is their favorite formation. Grant back to pass. And that ball is going to be complete, but tackled short of the first down. Glenn Hunt on the defense.
So I guess if you can't find a hairy Dick, then a hairy Hunt.
I think so. His brother's got to be named Mike.
It is. I think so. Mike
I'm pretty
Hunt.
sure of that,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my goodness! Salt Lake fought so hard to get back in the ball game, and just they're a little short. And now we're going to see Brad Davis to finish this thing out. Power play. Davis is loose in the secondary. Gain of 12. So, Chandler Huck is down for Montreal. This could be big, Randy.
Yeah, and I mean, you want your players out there, but yeah, he got hurt. He was able to roll over on his own there.
Yeah, he was. So it might not be a broken back like some guys have when they get tackled.
First and 10 from the Vipers.
And, so the question becomes, do you continue to feed the ball to Davis to try to get him over 200? Or you just send in Victor Kawaguchi to mop up for him? Salt Lake takes timeout.
He loses 2 yards on the play.
95 on the tackle there. That's Gallery, who's also had a good night defensively for Salt Lake. Second and 13.
Second and 12 from the Vipers, 41-yard line.
And with 2 timeouts left, Salt Lake can get the ball back with a small amount of time. And big tackle there of Davis. We're looking at 3rd and 6. Salt Lake quickly calls timeout. There's still 1:17 to go in the ball game. And they've got to have a stop here immediately and a quick timeout. If they do that, Salt Lake's going to get the ball back with about 1:10 to play, needing still only a touchdown and a 2-pointer to tie it up. Randy, I think you and I deserve an overtime game.
Absolutely. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've got plenty more statistics on Montreal.
And it doesn't matter because Brad Davis breaks it off deep in Salt Lake City. And I believe that's the ball game. First and goal to Salt Lake City 9. Randy, do you punch one in to send Salt Lake back with kind of a sour taste in your mouth?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's a gallant effort by the Vipers. I'm telling you, this has actually been a tale of two halves.
Sure has.
I mean, first half is 30-0 in favor of the Berserkers. Second half 29-7.
29-7 Salt Lake, and they're going to come up just a little bit short.
It's going to be a long plane ride back home, but they can look forward to some green jello, floating in a lake where you don't even have to paddle. You just lay in it and you float.
And I think they could watch Dumb and Dumber while, swimming with the rubber chickens.
Right. In Montreal, I think it's going to be a big celebration tonight. I think everybody should go downtown, jump on a swing, and play some music.
Take the subway. It smells like peanuts.
It does.
And, 37-29. That runs Montreal's record to 9-1. And I believe that ties them for a record for numbers of wins in a season. Colin Pierce, I know, and Ryan Roosevelt and Derek and the guys there in Montreal, pretty excited about being not really an expansion team, but kind of new. And they've kind of had their way with the WFA so far. So we're going to see what that does for them once they get into the playoffs. I believe this win locks up the number 1 seed for them in the Atlantic Conference. Huck has a hyperextended knee, we hear, and he's out for 2 weeks. So he'll be back for the playoffs. He's a big part of the Montreal offense. So the fact that he's going to be okay, I'm sure, is a sigh of relief for the Montreal brass.
Yeah, he played a big part when he was in college there at Tennessee, part of the Vols program.
If you're a Vol, that means you're a volunteer. He may volunteer to come back a week early.
He could.
37-29, the clock is ticking down. Nothing Salt Lake can do except stand in the huddle and watch that clock tick down.
That's the end.
And Randy, that is the ball game.
Now, the Vipers, 29, 37.
Montreal 37, Salt Lake City 29. And for Randy Pierce, this is Dave Barr. Another great game tonight, Randy.
It sure was. And I mean, I have a question. I mean, can the Berserkers actually walk away tonight feeling good about this? I mean, yes, they can. They scored a lot of points, but it was all in the first half.
There's some things they've got to do just to try to be a little more consistent in the second half when they have the football. Salt Lake City, I'll give them credit. Whatever they did at halftime, whether it be green jello or rubber chickens, it worked. They got Aaron Higdon going, running the football. Zach Lott picked it up in the second half, and they almost pulled out the win.
They did, and no disadvantage to Salt Lake at all. Coming in with a 6-3 record, I mean, it's a good ball club, and they proved that in the second half. They played well. Yeah,
they're going to fall to 6-4, but they're still really not out of it, even for their own division. They need Oklahoma to lose this week to stay in the hunt, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it'll be another exciting week of football here in the WFA as we watch Ryan Roosevelt wobble his way into the end zone again.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns for 167.
It's a big night for him.
And Davis had a huge night also, over 200 yards, 209.
Yeah.
So, Dave, it was fun. It was great. Nice seeing you in Montreal again.
I'm going to get back on the plane and fly back into the Parkersburg Regional Airport this evening.
Absolutely.
And I have a track meet tomorrow, so it'll be a short night for me. You're staying overnight in Montreal?
Yes, I am. I got asked when I was on the swings if I could stay an extra night and who could turn down a Montreal gal down.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I'm on. She said she's going to teach me some French, so we'll see.
Well, if you can say something other than cheese omelet when we see each other again, I'll be proud of you.
Oui. All right.
Oh,
Good
my
night.
goodness. Good night, everybody.